Welcome back to my channel, everyone, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how to master the YouTube algorithm and grow your channel in 2021. So by the end of this video, I want you to have the tools and the knowledge that you need to start getting your videos to rank in the search, to become more clickable, to become more watchable, and last but not least, we're going to learn how to make your video more profitable. So you guys need to understand that the algorithm is designed to make YouTube the most money. YouTube is a business. YouTube designed this algorithm to look at your title, your description, your closed captions, your I think I said description already, but it looks at all these elements that are provided for you to kind of specify what kind of video you're making. The algorithm looks at those things, and according to those things, it ranks you in the search. So step number one of the entire process is becoming searchable. The point of making YouTube videos is to build an audience and eventually get monetized or just share your talent with the world. That search bar up there is your best friend when it comes to becoming a new YouTuber. New YouTubers really have to rely on the search because of course we can be putting out quality content, quality videos. However, just because we're putting out our best work doesn't mean we're making it easy for people to find our work. People have to find us. The first thing we're going to go over is what does it mean to use search engine optimization. The definition of search engine optimization is the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website by ensuring the site appears high in the list of results returned by a search engine. Now, the search engine that we are targeting in YouTube is that YouTube search engine up there. So how do we optimize our video to work with that search engine? That's where we get into key phrases. Now, a key phrase is literally, put in simple terms, it's what your audience, your target audience, is searching in the YouTube search bar in order to find your video. So you want to use these keywords and phrases literally everywhere. You want to use them in your description, your title, that's super important, your thumbnail. You want to use them especially in your video tag section. And the video tag section is actually the section when you're uploading a video. If you scroll down, there's a tag section and you can literally type in every keyword, phrase, or question that your audience is typing in to find your video. There's actually a lot of tools designed for newer YouTubers like you and I to help us target really good keywords. It tells us whether a keyword is good, whether it's bad, whether it's not really search that much and we shouldn't target it. And those two tools I want to mention in this video is TubeBuddy and VIDIQ. Now personally, I use both of them actually. One thing I wasn't really particularly fond of with TubeBuddy is that it kind of limits you to how many keywords you can look up in a day, which I don't think is really helpful. But these tools are really useful to us because and I'll probably have something on the screen showing you guys how to use it, but basically what you do is, let's say you want to see if a keyword or a title that you're thinking of is really good to target. Basically you'll type it into the search bar, you'll press enter, and then on the side of the screen it'll have like a TubeBuddy analysis of the keyword. The analysis will tell you how high the competition is in that keyword and how often that keyword is searched. But that's the importance of TubeBuddy and VidIQ. They just make it really easier for me and you to, we don't have to do that much guesswork. They take away the guesswork. I really recommend it. I think it's a wonderful tool that someone created because it's helping all of us accomplish our goals, and I think that's really good. You want to target keywords that are low in competition and high in search volume. So why? Because there's certain keywords that a lot of people target. For example, this video, a lot of people make YouTube videos on how to start a YouTube channel. That is a really high competition video tag. That just means that a lot of people are targeting it. And kind of imagine if you're in a crowd of people, a crowd of 200,000 people, and you're trying to get noticed, it's going to be really hard for someone to notice you. And that's why when it comes to the competition on words, you want it to be low because you don't want that many people within that space, that key phrase area, because it won't take away from your video getting noticed. So as a smaller YouTuber, I do recommend targeting, really targeting low competition words. I say medium to low is the range you want to be in, or low to medium is the range that you want to be in for your keywords. Targeting high keywords is really it's not really gonna help, because there's a lot of videos being made on that with that keyword. Of course, you can mention it in your keyword tags, but don't make it the title of your video. The reason why we want high volume searches, because we want to target words that people are searching frequently. You don't want to target a word that gets like 100 searches a month. That only means a potential 100 views for you. So yes, you want to target videos with really good search volumes, because it's super helpful to growing your channel. More people are searching, which means more people are likely to see your video. I really want to touch on where do you put your keywords and tags. So the most important place, if you don't put it in any other place, use your keywords and phrases in your title. Okay, once you have it in your title, move on to your video tags. So your video tags are it's when you upload a video and you scroll down while you're uploading it, you'll see a section called video tags, and you just basically type in all your keywords, phrases, and questions, and you put a comma after each one before you start the next one. So you really want to do that in the tag area. You want to use all possible tags that you can, up to the however many tags you can use. So I don't really remember the limit of tags you can use. I think it's maybe like 20. So if you can use 20 key phrases, use those. Okay, use those limits to your advantage. The YouTube algorithm is basically saying, here, we're giving you 20 key phrases you can use, all right, to target an audience and make us money. So you have to do the algorithm a favor. You have to be a friend to that algorithm and make sure you utilize that video tag section. That way the algorithm can work with you and not against you. So if you guys are a little lost on the process of using keywords and phrases, I am turning this into a YouTube series. So just subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more videos going more into depth about how to use keywords and key phrases and how to target what's high competition, low competition words. So just subscribe to the channel and I'll be uploading more videos about that. So once you master making your videos searchable, this means that you are now ranking in the search. Ranking in the search means that somebody types in the video and boom, you're on that first page or maybe second or third. Now you are in the clickable stage of this 4-step process. What does it mean to be clickable? So becoming clickable means now that you're ranking in the search, okay, they searched in, you popped up, there you are, there's your channel. And I want you to visualize this, because this is going to happen, because you're going to master searching your YouTube channel. You're going to master search engine optimization. So now that you're ranking in the search, the next step to that is to become clickable. This means that your video has to differentiate itself from every other video on that page, to where a user looks at your video and says, I want to click on that one. How do you become more clickable? So clickability honestly relies in your thumbnail. I think most importantly, your thumbnail and your title. So your thumbnail and your title are so crucial when it comes to getting a click. You know, just because somebody searches you up and sees you on the screen doesn't mean they're going to click your video. I want to emphasize the importance of creating really good thumbnails. And your thumbnail doesn't have to be super fancy or super professional, but it does need to look beautiful. Your thumbnail is essentially like the face of your video, the face of your content. Somebody looks at your thumbnail and they judge your entire video. So if I look at a thumbnail and I just see that it just looks like no effort went into it, it's not really professional, it's blurry, all of that, I'm not clicking on that video, because that tells me that your content is going to be as low quality as your video. One tool that I suggest using for that is actually canva.com. Canva.com is a wonderful site. By the way, this is not sponsored. It's a wonderful site that lets you utilize so many different fonts and text effects and things like that for free, and you can download it on your laptop. It actually provides free templates for YouTube videos in case maybe you're not that creative, and you can just grab a really professional, nice, neat looking one from Canva. If you have text in your thumbnail, do not make the text in your thumbnail match your video title. Like I said, it is super important to put as many keywords, as many key phrases, utilize them in your thumbnail. You can even utilize them in your thumbnail. In particular, I think that it's really effective when you display your personality in your thumbnail. Like you'll see like a lot of people like Kelly Stamps, for example. Her title is appealing. Even on top of that, if you look at her thumbnail, she always has like some quirky like saying or quote in there from herself, and I think that's a really effective way, because her thumbnail is essentially telling you her personality. It's telling you, whoa, like this video is going to be really quirky, this video is going to be really entertaining and funny, because she kind of used her thumbnail to give you, like I said, a preview of her content, her funniness. So that's super important. Make sure that you use those keywords in your title. But also, another funny thing about the YouTube algorithm is YouTube algorithm, even though the YouTube algorithm uses essentially data science, it takes in data. But what data doesn't account for is shock factor. Data doesn't account for just a really, like a video you kind of see the title of and you're just kind of like, what is this? The YouTube algorithm can't do that. That's why you see a lot of channels who don't even, I've seen a lot of channels who don't even use tags or anything. And their video just provides shock value, and that's how they rank in the search. So this is a really, I feel like this one is, I don't really recommend using this one too often if you're a smaller YouTuber. Just because first you want to build your audience, and once you build your audience, your video is just gonna start ranking, because you have a lot of subscribers and you have a lot of people who, you have a lot of engagement. So just some like thumbnail making basics, I say use caps locks, use like little wavy text effects, use screenshots are super important, use numbers. There's like this little funny joke, like you use the red arrow, and the red arrow, you really want to use things, arrows are super important actually. If you use arrows in your thumbnail, it kind of, arrows, I feel like they just subconsciously, they catch humans' attentions. Like if you see an arrow, you immediately look at it, because arrows give you direction and you're like, oh, okay. And so if you have an arrow in your thumbnail, it causes people to be more likely to look at your thumbnail. So use arrows, cool filters. Make your thumbnail look aesthetic if that's something you want to do. If that's something you're interested in, just make more aesthetic YouTube intros. Yeah, that's the key to becoming more clickable, is just making unique. And another thing I want to emphasize is just make sure it's unique. Literally, when you search in your keyword, look at the thumbnails look at the thumbnails as well. So this time you're going to use your eyes as a human. Look at the thumbnails, look at the ones that have the most views in their thumbnails, and ask yourself, okay, how can I implement this, but also how can I make myself different, even from this really popular video? How do I make myself different? Because that'll really help. So now, so far you ranked in the search. Okay, the user typed in that search bar up there, pressed enter, they found your video. Now you have a really super cool thumbnail. They're like, whoa, I have to click on this video because the thumbnail is so informative and nice, it looks nice quality. I know they're gonna have nice quality content. Now is this step, watch time. This is when your watch time comes into play. So how do you make your video more watchable? This one is really tough, because honestly, I think the watchability of your video depends on your personality. The content that you have, is the content high quality? Is the information really good? Are you wasting people's time? That's a big one. Smaller YouTubers, don't spend too much of the intro of your video talking about your video. That's not really good, because one, essentially you kind of have to prove yourself to your audience. You kind of have to get to a point where you're able to just talk the first 3 minutes of a video, because honestly, if you're a smaller YouTuber and you're just kind of talking, people are just like, I'm bored, this is not what I came for. So really get to the point on your videos. That's a super important one. Another thing you can do is you have to capture, there's something called the 15-second rule, I believe, and it's that at the beginning of your video you have to kind of have a value proposition for your users. Like in the beginning of this video, I said, hey, I told you guys what I'm going to be telling you guys by the end of the video, what's going to happen once you utilize my tools and stuff like that. So in the first 10 seconds of your video, you want to capture their attention. You want to do something, maybe you can do something weird. Once again, Kelly Stamps, she does something weird at the beginning of all of her videos that makes you want to keep watching. A lot of I think prank channels, they will preview kind of like a crazy part of the prank, and then right before it gets to that climax, they'll cut it off, and then they'll be like, hey guys, so in today's video we're gonna prank da da da. So it's about capturing the attention of your users. You can capture it with evidence. Like you can, let's say if I was making this video, I could, if I had a YouTube plaque, I could be like, oh, hey guys, here's my 10 million subscriber YouTube plaque. If you want one of these, keep watching the video. So it's things like that. It's how you have to kind of have a value proposition at the beginning of your video, and your value proposition doesn't really have to be, if like, so say like you're a comedian and you feel like, okay, I don't really have a value like that I'm gonna be giving to people, and it's like you're gonna be giving them laughter. So at the beginning of your video, say something funny. It's really that simple, and that's how you get the watch retention. So once you kind of master those first 15 seconds just giving a value proposition to the people watching your video, you actually have to have quality content. Your video quality has to be good. So I'm filming this video on my phone, and as you can see, it's not bad. So just make sure you, and if you don't film your video, literally most phones today will work with your video. Most phones will work. I don't think any phones really just have a bad camera. You can upscale your stuff once you start getting more subscribers, but just make sure the video quality is good, the editing is good. Editing is super important. A lot of YouTubers, you'll see like their editing is just superb, and you really know why they get so many views, because they really know how to edit their videos. So that's a super important one. If you're an informational channel, just make sure like providing visuals, like what I've been doing this whole video is providing visuals for you to see what I'm talking about. Don't just sit and talk. It's not interesting. So literally your content has to be interesting, has to be engaging, engage your viewers. And this is a process I feel like this is the longest process to master, because essentially you kind of have to learn the human attention span. You have to learn how to grab people's attention, which is super hard. Like, it's so funny because like you walk up, like some of us are like really self-conscious and we walk around feeling like everybody's looking at us, but you won't believe how disinterested people are into you. So having a YouTube channel is about making yourself interesting. You have to make your content interesting. You have to really, I say, like, if you're in it for like comedian reasons, or maybe you're a beauty YouTuber, you have to have quality content. You have to have talent for like beauty industry too. So make sure you're just displaying your talent. Make sure you're making things easy to understand. Get to the point. Provide visuals. Take screenshots, screen recordings. Just make your video more interesting to watch. So the fourth most important step is engagement. Making your video engaging. This kind of ties into the watchability part. I call it engaging / making your video profitable. In the middle of the video, just randomly say, hey, hit the like button. Just randomly say, hey, like, tell me about your experiences down below in the description. So let's say the user is looking up stuff. This is the algorithm. I'm going to be the algorithm.
Okay, she typed in how to start a YouTube channel 2021. Okay, we found this video right here. This video is literally called How to Have a YouTube Channel 2021. The description says how to start a YouTube channel 2021. Look at this. Oh my god, she has 200 likes on this video. 200 people like her video, okay? And then it compares it to another person. Okay, only 10 people. She has the same thing, so only 10 people like her. Okay, so we're gonna rank this 200 like video up higher because it looks like more people are engaging with it and she has more comments.
The algorithm is very, very biased. The algorithm wants to make money. You have to tell the algorithm, you have to use all these elements in your video to tell the YouTube algorithm, I'm worth the money. I'm worth the money. I'm worth the ads. I am going to make YouTube money. I am going to keep people engaged on YouTube. I know how to find my target. I know how to draw my target audience in by making my video more searchable, more clickable, more watchable. I have engaging content. The last part is the hardest part, because you have to learn. It's a process of learning too. And that's something I want to emphasize, is that it's a learning process. Your first video, you're going to use all these tips in your first video, and you're going to post it, and you're going to learn what areas you're going to get comments, and you're going to see what people liked about your video, what people didn't like about your video. You're going to look at your watch time little chart that tells you, okay, when are your viewers dropping off your video? And you're going to go to those parts of your videos and say, okay, I did this here. I guess my viewers don't like that. I guess people don't like that, or most people don't like that. So I'm going to tweak that. I'm going to change that. You're going to say, you know what, this video I was sitting down the whole time. Maybe I should be more engaging. Maybe I should provide screenshots. Maybe I should provide examples of what I'm saying. So it's all a learning process that you're eventually going to master. That's how you master the YouTube algorithm. You don't master the YouTube algorithm by constantly watching videos on how to master the YouTube algorithm. I feel like I gave you enough tools to go and start your YouTube channel, to film your first video. And also, like I said, this is going to be a series, so subscribe, help me with the YouTube algorithm. And I'm going to show you guys how my journey to monetization and the things that I'm learning along the way as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I plan on making more videos about YouTube monetization and just self-help in general, and I'm really grateful for everyone who watched the video, everyone who's on this journey as well. I support you. I'm with you. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, if you have any advice for me, please leave it down below. I really appreciate you for watching the video. Stay safe. Blessings to everyone. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out.